Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Controversial topics with Caden. It has been a long time. There's a lot to cover since I was last here. I'm sorry, there's been a lot going on. I have not been able to make a video, but a couple of things I want to cover for my first one back after a while. I want to talk about the governor race in Virginia, a couple of the races in New Jersey, the complete joke trial that is the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, and a couple of other things. So I guess we'll just get right into it. I don't really have any announcements other than I bought a couple more books, like Speechless by Michael Knowles and The Authoritarian Moment by Ben Shapiro, which are both amazing books. So, in Virginia, there was establishment Democrat in with all the top Democrats, Obama, what's his name, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and his name was Terry McAuliffe, and he was projected to win Virginia because, presumably Biden won Virginia, and so it was supposed to be a lock for Terry McAuliffe. He got Barack Obama up there to speak, Kamala Harris, and then this guy named Glenn Youngkin is the Republican nominee, and in Virginia, the main issue is education. Matt Walsh, one of my favorite commentators, went down to Virginia, spoke at a couple of school board meetings, and there's a lot of educational things like critical race theory, crazy sexual, gender ideologies, and masking stuff. And so, education, Terry McAuliffe believes strongly, as he said in the debate, you do not have a right to tell teachers what to teach your kids, and Glenn Youngkin was on the complete opposite side of this, where most of the families in Virginia laid, which was, you can tell you have an equal right to your child's education, which is objectively the right approach. You do not have to give your kids to the state for, however long, like 16 years of their life. It's just not right. So, he ended up winning, Glenn Youngkin, which was a shock to the Democrats, which is not a very big shock. He was a great candidate. He crushed Terry McAuliffe in Virginia, which is a very big win, because in Virginia, it's kind of a powder keg down there. It's a very swing state. It's supposed to be a hard Democrat, but it definitely is not. And also, Winsome Sears wins I think it was lieutenant governor. Don't quote me on that. Take that with a grain of salt. Because I don't know a lot about this race, but she's a very good person, great speaker, knows what she's doing, so that's definitely a win. So that's what's going on down in Virginia. I'm very glad that Glenn Youngkin was able to win the gubernatorial race. That's definitely a positive. In New Jersey, surprisingly, New Jersey's like a very blue state, but fortunately, it was a very close governor race between Phil Murphy, and I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce the Republican's name, it eludes me, but it was very tight for New Jersey, because New Jersey's always been a hard blue state, so the fact that it was so tight baffles me, and it's pretty crazy, but the main takeaway from New Jersey is that a trucker who spent $151 on his campaign, I don't think that's the exact number, it was like $135, it's between $100 and $160, I know that for sure. He spent less than $200 in his campaign and beat the top Democrat lawmaker in New Jersey. I think it was for a state house seat, again, don't quote me on that, but he beat the top Democrat lawmaker, and most of his campaign budget was spent on donuts. So, it is kind of like a protest vote. You don't really know this guy, but you know that he's a trucker, he's a Republican, and he spent all of his campaign budget on donuts. So that's a very big win. The main thing that I wanted to make this video about, though, other than the Virginia and New Jersey races, was the complete joke of a trial for Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm not going to show any of the exact clips because I'm not sure how to do that, but so the prosecution, I'm going to start off by saying no case against Kyle Rittenhouse. He was a great man. He was a hero for what he did. He acted in self-defense. He was in Kenosha, defending the buildings, and he got attacked, and he killed Rosenbaum, which is what the trial's about. In the trial, which there should not have been one because he didn't do anything wrong, there was the prosecution called a couple of witnesses that testified completely against the prosecution, and you need to keep in mind, if you're going to go look these up on your own, they were the prosecution's witnesses who both agreed and, were in a consensus that Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. The first one, they said, he quoted that Joseph Rosenbaum, which is the guy that Kyle killed, the first one, said, if I see any of you alone tonight, referring to Kyle and the witness, I'm going to kill you. Or he said, I'm going to F and kill you, but this is a family show. which is ridiculous. If there's video of this, there's multiple videos of this. Kyle did not want to kill him, but he attacked him. He was being crazy, spamming the N-word. It's self-defense. It's a crystal clear case self-defense. And the prosecution is absolutely terrible at its job. I remember in the opening trial, or I don't know the technical terms, I didn't go to law school, but in the pre-trial, I remember the prosecution saying, you say Joseph Rosenbaum was there rioting, he was an arsonist. So what? So what? He was an arsonist. Just a little bit of arson here and there. You're trying to defile his character. Oh no, he was burning down buildings. What does that have to do with him trying to kill Kyle Rittenhouse, Just a wee bit of arson. Sweep that under the rug. But, Kyle Rittenhouse trial is going. If any sane judge, without missing half of his brain, would obviously rule in favor of the defendant, Kyle Rittenhouse. He did not do anything wrong. So, governor races in Virginia, Glenn Youngkin won, which shocked the Democrats. Phil Murphy still pulls out the victory in New Jersey, but it's really close. Top Democrat lawmaker gets demolished by a trucker who spent most of his campaign budget on donuts, and Kyle Rittenhouse is in trial, for which he is certain to be found innocent of all crimes, because most of them were ridiculous and politicized anyways. So that's going to do it for the video. I'm going to definitely try to make a more consistent upload schedule. I can't make any promises, and a mistake I made was saying that there'd be one out in a couple of days, and 3 months later, where are we at? But I will try my best to make more consistent uploads. Thanks for watching, and that's the episode, or a short episode, I suppose.